Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grassroots Racer. This week's episode, we speak to another Queenslander, and it's honestly pretty good to be able to talk to people from all around Australia here on our show. And remember, guys, if you are enjoying the show, to like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to be interviewed or know someone who might want to be, let us know because we're always looking for new guests. But tonight's guest is Daniel, and Daniel has built his own Lexus from the ground up. He was inspired by the GT3 Lexus that they've been running for a while now, and he's decided to make his own car, and he's doing the Time Attack series in Queensland, along with many other events. So sit back and enjoy this episode of Grassroots Racer. So on to tonight's guest, we've got our man Dan here tonight, and he races a Lexus in the Time Attack series in Queensland, and he's here to tell us all about it. So, Dan, welcome to the show, and would you like to tell us how you got involved in motorsport?
Thanks, buddy. I've always grown up with motorsport, watching obviously Bathurst with my dad and everything since I was a kid and everything. And he was a car spray painter back in the days. Always been around cars and everything like that. And actually was quite a late bloomer to actually get into seat and start racing. I didn't actually start racing till I was 37, hence the number 37 that I run. So I did karting for about a year or 2 years there in the pro series there between the states of Queensland and New South Wales there, and came second in that division. But that got shut down just after COVID. And basically I was out of luck of finding anywhere or anything else to do there, and decided that I had a Nissan 370Z. And I really wanted to see what I could do with that. You know, it was a pretty souped up street car sort of thing. And then I started exploring just the sprint sort of series out at Queensland Raceway, and started entering into that. And I was pretty consistent going there every single weekend, doing the weekend sprints, and not really paying too much attention to the other points and everything towards the pointy end. But I actually ended up winning that championship. So claiming the title as the 2023 Sprint Series Championship at Queensland Raceway, which, it was a mega effort there. It came pretty close at the end between me and two other fellas, but came out on top, just being consistent, being there, winning. The car was definitely not very fast at all because it's just quite an old Nissan 370, wasn't turbo or anything like that. But
Right.
had my boys at Bridgestone help me sort of develop that and just engineer that there, just with all the coilover suspension and everything, and a few other little mods there to help it along. But it was, in the end, it was still just a street car. And at that time, obviously attending all those events and being around the track, going to other sort of events, and there I did see Time Attack was there, and that was obviously the next step up that I wanted to move towards. So the plan was always to step into a different car for the 2024 stuff, and I really wanted to enter into more competitions. So I'm actually now competing across the weekend sprints, midweek sprints, night sprints, Time Attack, and the Time Attack Super Series, which also is at Morgan Park and Queensland Raceway. And then I'm also doing the QSSS, which is the Queensland State Sprint Series at Morgan Park as well. So I think in combined, there was about 38 races for the season. I've got 17 to go. So I'm about just over halfway. So it's pretty much every single week I'm racing, whether it's on a weekday or on a weekend. And in the Lexus RCF there now. So it's a V8 Lexus RCF, big heavy car. But again, bought that as a street car, but had that pretty specced out by about March. There, it took about 2 months to get that race spec there, and it's fully stripped out, and it's a full send noisy race car. So absolutely love it. It's a handful to drive. It's very difficult to drive, especially around corners and whatnot, but it's super, super fast. I can gap pretty much Porsches and everything on the straight. So it's Lexus and Toyota made that to compete against Porsches. It's like a GT3 spec car. So, and the really cool thing is that my exact car is the exact same one they used in the GT3 series and GT4 series. So the only difference is it's got like an extra 3 liters in the engine there, and it's got the wide body kit on it, and that's about it. Otherwise, it's exactly the same inside and out. So,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so something that I wanted to try and replicate and everything. That's why you'll see the look of mine. It's got the big GT wing on it and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm in the works now of actually ordering a wide body kit from Japan, and that will be on the car next season, next year. We're painting the car black and everything. So, but yeah, as yourself, you would know, that you definitely we chose the world's most expensive sport to compete in, so
Yeah,
you would know that yourself. You talk about that on a lot of your videos and everything at the track there about sponsors and help from your parents and everything like that. So it's
yeah,
definitely it goes a long way to have sponsors. You'll see the cars decked out with sponsors there. I've got all my merch here and everything. I've got a whole team behind me that comes with me to the track that I've employed. It's all out of my own money, so just front it all up there to give myself the best sort of support. And I've actually got a driver coach as well, which is Todd Hazelwood, one of the supercars drivers. So he's my driver coach. He comes to all my races there as well. And yeah, basically the cars bit gets fully engineered and looked after by the boys down the road at Bridgestone. So they sponsor the car as well. And yeah, they take care of all that. And I just send it on the track. Yeah.
yeah. I think I've heard of that Todd Hazelwood bloke. I don't know. But,
he's only
yeah,
the Super Twos champion. So yeah,
yeah,
pretty
no
big.
biggie. But yeah, no, that's good, and you're certainly doing the right things to progress your motorsport career. Like you said, you probably did start a little bit late compared to a lot of people. Probably like myself, I started at
Yeah.
8 years old. So, but you seem to be doing really well, and the Lexus, it looks the part. So if you reckon you're getting a new body kit and new paint job next year, that's at least 2 tenths right there. So,
Yeah. Well, we've just this week, it's at the shop today and it's just finished yesterday. It's I've actually replaced the kit that's on there at the moment because I just had a Tom's Racing front lip, but I didn't have the side skirt or the rear diffuser. And I had to get that from Japan. So that arrived last week and we just got that on this week. So a full rear diffuser to play replacement, the rear canyards, the side skirts, everything. So that's all on as of yesterday. So that's going to be exciting. And when we did put that front lip on at the last round, I actually went from 198 kilometers per hour on the straight to 206. So it made quite a big difference there with the front downforce. Yeah. Because we found that the car was really lifting up at the front because we can't lower it anymore because the way the camber's sort of set up and everything, it's a nightmare. So, but yeah, definitely. Still late to the game, but definitely giving it my best and making myself look the part, take it very, very seriously, very professionally. You'll see all my videos and everything. Obviously, we've used the same videographer, you and myself there with TM Media. I've usually got Bobby there doing most of my stuff there as well from Sunday.move. I've got all the merch, got a full team that's with me all the time. The car's on a trailer. We rock up with screens and everything. Like, we take it very, very seriously. Like, I'm a data person myself. It's my day job. So I'm very, very good at reading and analyzing data and times and everything. So, I don't like to leave anything on the table. And it's all about pushing the car and myself to that limit. I've got 4 wins this season already up my belt, which is nice, and a bunch of podiums. So I would like obviously more wins. So, but it's a very long run, as you would know. The seasons go all year, so there's a fair stint to go there at the moment before we see who's going to be out on top. But I think I am leading the Time Attack Super Series in class. I am leading that, and I'm second in the Sprint Series. So yeah, it's going pretty well.
yeah, that's pretty good. I was looking at your times earlier at QR, and you guys are like, well, you're a bit quicker than what we were in the Mazdas the other week. I think our top speed down the back straight, because I think that's the longest one at QR. We were there a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was 188. Was that a top speed or something? So, the fact that your thing can come around the fast right-hander of turn 2 and go all the way down the straight, or is that only the short circuit you're hitting 206?
Yeah, the on the front straight there, just the very, very front straight, I was hitting 206.
Okay.
On the back straight when we're done the national, I think I'm hitting 212 on the back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Big difference.
Yeah, and then slamming on the brakes right after that black sort of pylon there, just absolutely just slamming it on, and then, yeah, just trying to coast it around and wheel it around. Yeah, it's a handful. Yeah.
So, obviously you're looking to upgrade the car more and more. As a sequential shifter came to mind, what are the little, itty bitty things that can make your car go a bit more quicker when you have time and money?
Yeah, it's a difficult one because it's quite a niche sort of car. They don't make many sort of plug-in sort of parts here for it. I've really been trying to explore looking at getting a GT3 wheel because the wheel is quite awkward with where the paddles are because there's a paddle shift. So it's especially in turn 6 on the sprint config, the really short track, when you're coming off and you don't have that extra straight, you're literally going left, right, and your hands like this, and you're trying to switch gears. it's quite awkward. So I've been trying to explore that, but it doesn't seem to be anything really available. So at the moment, what we've got in the works is we're getting Perspex glass replacement for the windows to get them lighter because they're bloody heavy. So taking those out. We're taking the passenger seat out because I haven't been doing many hot laps, taking many people around. We just honestly don't have the time really because we're just so heavy debriefing all the time. So that's been taken out. So just it's all about weight saving in this car because it's a big heavy car. It's about 1,600 kilos. So all the weight's like in the front there with the big V8 engine and everything and the huge body wheel space. So yeah, everything and anything we can take out is the focus. But it's got a lot of the upgrades at the moment. The only thing next is like a supercharger. But if I do that in time attack, that's going to put me in the extreme class and I'll be up against all those Evos that look like bloody jet engines and stuff, you know? So, yeah, it's just little things every now and then. We're always putting something extra in there. So, or taking something out. So that's what we're doing at the moment. But the body kit has been a one on the to-do list there. We've now got that sorted. And then the next kit's coming, the Bunny Rocket kit there. That'll be next year with the paint job and everything. So that's going to be a whole nother thing. Yeah.
And have you considered, through your motorsport journey, is it a goal to move on from time attacks and jump into the Super TT potentially, or improve production? Or actually, I don't think it'd fit in improve production, but
Yeah, it's a bit of a grey area there because I've looked at those rules and I can't find my car listed in there at all or anything that's similar. But it's something I definitely wanted to explore. But I do need to get a roll cage, so that's the next thing. It doesn't have one at the moment, so a full cage T3 cage, which is something that we're going to be installing in the off season there to be ready for Time Attack, World Time Attack in Sydney next year because that is a requirement to have a T3 cage. So. Definitely get that. Once I've got that, that may will open up there to move into the production series. That is something that has been an interest to me. I do support and sponsor another car and driver, which is Carissa Clark in the production series. I sponsor her car with my own personal business, so I definitely have seen how that's all run, and it does interest me. But whether my car, what category that fits into, or whatever, I don't know. So I'm not in any rush really. I really just am focused on these 4 championships I've got on at the moment. It's a lot. So there's not much downtime between a lot of these races. So a lot of the time is set with, like I said, the cars at the shop there this week. So, it's usually get that back and getting it on the trailer and then getting ready for the weekend sort of thing there. Yeah. I'm happy with what I'm doing, but yeah, there's definitely opportunities and stuff I would like to explore. Production series, some door-to-door racing sort of stuff instead of time-based stuff is the next step. But the goal is one day to get a ride like in a GT car, whatever that is. If it's a Porsche or an Audi or whatever, that would be the pinnacle of to tick a big box if I can get to that sort of thing. But the door's open. It's all about networking and stuff. I've made some really close friends and everything. Having Todd in the team, I think speaks pretty big volumes. He's seen how I operate. He knows I've got the commercial aspect down packed there and I can go out and hit consistent laps. It's about, transitioning that from my car to another car and proving, it's not just me in this car, that I can actually drive other cars. So, there's a lot to prove when you're a driver and that sort of stuff. And obviously you've done the same thing. You've switched from, because you did Excels, then you went to the RX-8, did you? Or
I did Formula V, so
Formula V, yeah.
Open wheel class, and it was a
There you
bit of a
go.
change. So
There you go. Yeah. So it would be the same for me, jumping from a 470 horsepower V8 to a bloody 800 horsepower Porsche thing or something would be quite a jump. But all the same things apply. And that, like, racing lines and all that sort of stuff. But it's just about proving your worth. So yeah, I'm just open to just want to make sure my door's open for any of those sort of opportunities that come along and jump on them. But no one's really come knocking at the moment, and I'm not really phased. So it's all good. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I just want to try and get some more wins on my CV, really. Yeah.
no, that's pretty good. And yeah, I think the cage will make a difference. It'll make your car heavier again, which you'll love. But
yeah,
it does help, I guess, with handling, because the way we got our cage set up, it's the safest on the grid by far. I can comfortably say that. But it also, the way he did it, it makes it handle a lot better than when I drove it without a cage. It just stiffens it up and makes the car feel a lot better to drive.
Yeah, well, there's a plus, but I'm not looking forward to more weight. It's not something the car needs. So,
And when you go to do your performance upgrades, have you just sort of jumped in the car quick, or have you outdriven it and then added outdriven it and then added on? Like, is that how you've been going about it, nice and
Yeah,
slowly?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So just exploring, hey, okay, what's the fastest top line speed? What's the wear on the tires? How's the brakes? All that sort of stuff. It's just bit by bit. Okay, we're reaching 198 on the straight. What can we do? More front downforce, change the wing angle, all those kind of things. And then yeah, it's just bit by bit. So at the moment, obviously we've just slapped on a whole new body kit. So we want to see what improvement that's going to do and either alter and change that, or then we know that that's the benchmark. We want to make sure that when the Rocket Bunny kit comes, that we go faster again with that on. And yeah, just bit by bit, really. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And I think it's important to make the improvements nice and slowly. But it's also you also want to have a good championship campaign. So it's at the same time you want to make sure you're making the improvements timely. And
Yeah, we don't really like to put too many variables on a car, especially going to a very important round like the weekend sprint that's coming up where we're sitting in second. We're not going to be going, hey, let's do this, and then go out and we're just like, whoa, it feels bad. What do we change? So we're very strategic about the changes. So we've got like a whole list of maps listed out when we're doing things and that sort of stuff there. So we make sure we're just doing one big change at a time there, so we can test and measure it. Yeah, it's all about benchmarking. Yeah.
is it only at QR or do you go to Morgan Park in Lakeside?
So QR for the sprints and time attack. And then QSS is at Morgan Park. And some of the time attack is at Morgan Park. So sprints is at QR. So we've got the night sprints at QR, midweek sprints at QR, weekend sprints at QR, time attack Queens QR at QR, and time attack Super Series at QR and Morgan Park. And then we've got the QSSS series at Morgan Park exclusively. Yeah. So at the moment, we've got on the 20th, we've got the weekend sprints. Then the 28th, we've got the King of QR. And then we've got 9th of August is QSSS. And then we've got time attack back at QR after that. And then, yeah, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah. I just had a look at your season
Schedule.
remaining. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do a fair bit of racing. I've got to give it to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was the plan. So I wanted to hit the ground running and just be there all the time. So it's all about consistency and stuff, that's what I learned last year. I certainly wasn't the fastest, and I've got guys that are gapping me at the moment. There's cars and guys that have been there way longer than me that are faster than me and stuff. But there's gains that I have on certain track configurations, or just me showing up being there consistently gets me the points. So it's all about the long game. But then sometimes I walk away with the win, like the last midweek sprint thing. I had a class win, so. Had to win there and got some really good points on that round. So it can go in my favor that. So there's only been like three circumstances of that, and then we won a QSS as well. So yeah, we're looking to back that up again the next round of that as well. So that's a big event. Not sure if you've ever been to that one, but the sort of numbers that Morgan Park usually pulls. They've got that huge garage area because it's like usually about 170 drivers over those 3 days. So it's a massive event. Yeah, it's really cool though.
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of like the thing, Morgan Park. I loved it when I went there. So I've been doing the Super Series and I just did Morgan Park and then we did QR. Those were my first times in Queensland. What did you sort of think of, what do you think of both tracks and which one do you prefer better?
Oh, Morgan Park, hands down, is my favourite. It's the road surface is way more smooth. It's more flowing. That chicane part at the end, it just feels so good when you nail that and you're coming down the straight. You got the big grandstand there. Everyone can see my car's just super loud there. So that track is definitely the pinnacle of it. The best thing I've driven on. It's a challenge, especially on that short track. If you've done the short track and the long track's pretty cruisy because it's got that big, huge sweeper at the back there. You can pull like 190, 200 around that. It's pretty scary. But the short track is, that's challenging. It's lots of fun. And QR does have obviously a lot of heritage there. It's where I first raced and everything. And I do like it there. Everyone knows me. They see me when I rock up in the car and stuff. So everyone's got lots of mates there and stuff. And I do enjoy that track there. It's just that the competition there is very stiff there compared to the dudes that rock up at Morgan Park. It's a little bit easier in a way sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe it's the driver's thing because when I went to Morgan Park, we noticed it was a very driver's track. We didn't change much from our car from Sydney, and we went to Morgan Park and we were instantly up in the closer. So I figured like it's probably not a car thing. It's more of who's the better driver when it comes to Morgan Park.
Yeah, and it doesn't get as stinking hot out there either, so the truck doesn't melt and you got heaps of grip. So it's not in a bloody desert like Warwick, bloody QR is. So yeah. But
And
they're both good. So yeah, and Morgan Park's got that little bit of elevation in some of the parts as well. So it's fun. It's just a different vibe where QR is just like, yeah, you got to get everything hooked up together. Like you make a mistake on 6, you've ruined the whole lap. Whereas Morgan Park's a little bit more forgiving. It's quite wider, big flowing parts. It's like you said, driver's track. It's quite easy just to nail your apexes and you're going to come out good.
yeah. And obviously you were talking about how you want to get your car ready for World Time Attack in Sydney. Is there any other tracks that you plan on going to interstate that you've never been to before, which are a goal of yours?
Well, everyone's going to say Bathurst, aren't they? I mean, I'd love to race there. I've been there so many times as a spectator and a contractor doing work there and stuff like that. So I would love to race there. So I know that your series goes there, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll explore if I can find a seat to do something like that next year. Maybe it is in the RX8 series. I don't know, but something. But yeah, I definitely need to prove myself in this car first before I can probably step up to something of that caliber, because that's a scary track. So,
Yeah. And look, I'm definitely excited for it, but it's one of them things where you got to sit back and go, well, even though I'm in a slow car, it's still going to be fast flowing. And we still hit, apparently, we're going to hit 220, 30 in the RX8 on Conrod, for what I've been told.
Jesus.
So,
Yeah,
because
that's up there.
everywhere else, so we're only allowed to have a standard ratio. Everyone's got to use the
Yeah.
same one at every track.
Okay,
So
right.
we're in at QR, we're doing 200 in fourth gear, so we still got fifth and sixth to use, and we haven't
Yeah.
used it. We haven't used it anywhere. Sydney at turn 1, we got close to putting it in fifth gear, but otherwise it's you're not really going up the gears too much.
So is this your first time racing at Bathurst?
It would be, yeah. I've never been
Yeah.
either, so always watching on the
Yeah.
tally. Never
Yeah.
been
No, I've been there in person probably, God, six times at least. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
there. It
So,
just looks like it's I just feel like it'll be a lot wider than what it looks on TV.
oh yeah, it is. It's huge. Huge room. Yeah. Especially on Conrod. It's like, yeah, double lane. Like it's not, the road surface is like nothing you've ever driven on. It's Morgan Park on roids. It's so smooth. Like so smooth. Yeah.
I did think the upgrades at Morgan Park were pretty good. They did, but I hear Bathurst is a superior compared to everywhere else. So
Oh yeah. Yep. Even it's still just a public road during the day, but like it's amazing. Yeah.
well, when I went to Phillip Island for the first time, I thought that was brilliant. But it's got similar facilities to QR. So the facilities are really nice, and then I guess the track's got good surfacing, but once it goes wet, it just turns into a slippery,
Yeah.
ice rink. So I know the way around there in the wet, but yeah, a lot of people struggle there normally.
Yeah.
When you go to Sydney for the first time, you'll be very
Yeah.
surprised at the undulation.
Right.
I'm guessing
Okay.
you're going to Sydney Motorsport Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, the undulation's incredible, and I drove the short circuit and the supercars one that they did, and they're just both amazing. The fast left right on the short one, something is you just come up over the hill and you feel the car come off the ground. Like we weigh 1,300 kilos in our car, and we were getting off the ground a little bit.
All right. Okay.
So even though you weigh a little bit more, if you're doing twice the speed, I can imagine you get a little bit light.
Yeah. Don't want that to happen. I'll take off with my bloody wing.
Turn into what's the bloke from the Gran Turismo movie? Have you
Oh,
seen that?
no, I haven't actually.
It's based off
Yeah,
a
based
guy.
off the
Yeah,
the whole thing. Yeah.
he was at Nürburgring and the front of his car came up and yeah, he just went flying. So,
Scary. That's very scary.
but it's pretty cool how your car's set up like a GT3. I was looking at it for a while. Is it similar to what they used? I think it was 2013 2012 potentially.
Mine's a 2016 model.
Oh, so it's a newer one.
Yeah. So it's pretty much that shape and that style has been unchanged up until now. Like it's still the same now. So if you look at the GT3 car that's in there, it looks the same as mine. It's just got a wide body kit on it. So yeah, the one that's by Lexus Racing USA. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it here. Yeah.
Yeah. Vesta Sullivan, the team. They got two of them.
Yeah, no, that. Oh, so yeah,
But
your thing does look very close.
yeah, so I tried to replicate that in a way. Obviously, I'm not trying to copy it, but like I've gone for that same sort of aesthetic and same sort of style. And next year, it's going to look very close to that because it's going to have the same kit or similar kit. Obviously, that's full custom kit they've got on there, but mine's going to have the Rocket Bunny kit. So if you look up like a Lexus RCF with Rocket Bunny, you'll see what it's going to look like. It's just basically just very similar with the wide sort of fenders on it and everything, and the sort of more prominent sort of front kit and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, because the front of yours looks mean, and then I was comparing the sides, and the sides you can see the GT3 has the sides are a bit thicker. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That'll be cool.
Yeah, so that's the goal. Yeah, so it's quite an investment, but that's all underway at the moment. So we're just ordering that. So it takes about 6 months to get all made and everything and sent over. So that's all in the works. Yeah.
And I'm guessing you're gonna get a welding cage, or you're gonna get a bolt in.
I'm not sure. We're still exploring that at the moment. So yeah, whatever. We're trying to find a Queensland supplier. So because the only one we know of is that one in Sydney, the PC3 or whatever they're called, or whatever, that one that does everybody's. So yeah, we're gonna try and brainstorm that a bit further towards the end of the season. But yeah, it's not really a priority at the moment, so it's all good.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously, you're going to be working with Todd. How often do you work with him to sort of?
So at the moment, he's pretty much locked in for nearly every single race. He only misses maybe a handful. I think he's missing 2 there in August, and all the rest he's pretty much confirmed for the rest of the season. So
Yeah, in August
yeah,
he'll be in QR racing Trans Am.
yeah, that must be why. Yep. So just look at my list here. Looks like he's pretty much confirmed the rest of the season. Pretty much, there's only like maybe 1 or 2 at Morgan Park he's missing. All the rest he's at. Yeah. But yeah, he's awesome to work with. Very, very, very passionate, very thorough guy. Like as soon as I get out of the car, he's just all over me. He's just like, right, let's look at the lap. Let's look at this. He takes to high temperatures. He's just like all over. Even with my engineer there, he's just like, oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. Let me do this. Like, yeah, he's amazing. So definitely suits me and the team very well. The other boys get along with him great. So it works well.
Yeah, because he was with the TFH guys at QR just not long ago. He was for the RX8 boys, I believe he was doing them some work. He must just love it.
Yeah, he just loves helping out. I mean, yeah, he's developing his driver coaching sort of stuff. He's been doing it for a while, but now he's gone pretty serious with it. He's part of Wes's team there, which is called the Complete Race Program, Complete Race Driver. So he's employed under him, and and that's how I hire him through that. So yeah. And Wes is from Triple Eight Racing, obviously all ex Triple Eight Racing. Yeah, and he sends me emails every now and then with stuff, and he helped me out source some wet tires for my car and that sort of stuff. So yeah, really cool.
Oh, that's good. You should come up to QR for the Trans Am round. I'll get to meet you.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there on the what have I got here on the 2nd and the 4th of August? Yeah. So I'll be there. Yep.
Yeah, if you're there during I guess non-racing hours, I'll stop by and say hi because I am working. But yeah, I'll if I get a minute, I'll come see you. Say good day.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, are you racing or are you doing a
No,
sprint?
I'm just there to spectate for that one. Yeah. I've just bought tickets because the GT cars are going to be there, so just there to cheer everybody on. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What series have they got? Which GT series is it?
It's the Fanatec Australia one. So Renee Gracie and everybody. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think my parents were watching that documentary the other day that they did with her. So, you know,
really good. Yeah.
It's obviously GT3 somewhere where I actually would like to be. I do like supercars, but I don't think that's where I want to end up. I think I'd rather end up in GT cars because growing up, all I've ever looked at's Porsches, Ferraris. I was christened with a Ferrari in my hand, a toy. So it's just something I've always wanted to do. I think GT cars are pretty cool.
100%. Yeah, no, that's where I've set my sights on ever since I've had the Lexus and stuff. And I've just like fully immersed in like the IMSA series over in the States. Just been watching that nonstop because that Lexus he's already had 2 wins and a bunch of podiums. Like it's up there. Like, yeah. And I see that. I'm like, whoa, like it just inspires me to make changes to my car all the time. So,
Do you think if the opportunity ever come up to race in a Lexus in a GT car, you would definitely take that up? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It'd be an easy transition. Yeah.
Yeah, just well, they would. I'm not sure if they would handle much different or not because I feel like the turning circle on them would be a little bit different compared to, I guess, your car.
It's still the same wheelbase, so it should be pretty similar. It would just be that the shocks and the suspensions and the dampeners would be set up differently, and the bounce rate and all that sort of stuff would be different. So it'd be stiffer, I'd imagine. Yeah, that'd be the. But otherwise, the wheelbase and everything is the same, so it would turn the same. Yeah, it'd be, like I said, pretty easy transition. It'd be my car and absolute roids. Yeah, it'd be a dream.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. And was there any? So just clearing it up. So you want to race GT cars in the future internationally, Australia. Where is the big goal for you that you can definitely see happening?
Oh, anything and anything really. I mean, yeah, the door's open, so I'm not trying to really push my way into anything at the moment. But yeah, GT series would be the goal. Or some sort of enduro thing, whether it is international here, whatever. Um, yeah, I'm just out there to prove myself at the moment, make myself look professional, both commercially and professionally. There, get the wins and podiums on my CV and everything. I feel that that's very important. There's no point being some back runner and then go with a bunch of sponsors and slot into a GT team and just, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So, I'd like to prove myself. I know that, I surround myself with excellence to make sure that I can get the best help I can and, get all those wins on the board and hopefully get another championship win this year, whatever that is, if it is one of the sprints or if it's time attack or QSS, whatever. I'm pretty much in contention for all of those at the moment. So yeah, I'm just going to go as hard as I can and just take next year as it comes. We're definitely keeping the Lexus next year there because obviously with those further developments happening, and then yeah, just keep going until something sort of opens up. If there's an opportunity where I can buy my way into a series or something like that, whether it is to buy a GT car and develop a team in there, that's always an opportunity I could explore. But at the moment, I'm just happy with what I'm doing. I'm very busy with those 4 different series. So
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
That's good. Appreciate it. And have you got any sponsors you'd like to thank for sort of getting you to where you are at the moment?
Definitely the boys at Bridgestone, at Flagstone, like Ayrton and Senna there. They've engineered this car from the absolute ground up there. Ayrton is the engineer who's led all the changes and done all the research and everything there. So he's been a huge help. And obviously my paid sponsors here, which we've got Klaxon, who's a big sponsor you can see on the side of the car. So that they've been a big help. They're organizing all this merch. They helped organize and design all this and livery on the car and all that sort of stuff there as well. And then I've got my personal trainer, which is Lux LPT personal training. So he's been my personal trainer for about 2.5 years, nearly 3 years. So obviously, as you know, endurance and fitness is very important in our sport because it's like 60, 70 degrees inside our cars at times. So yeah, so he's been a big advocate. He's always been at the track there a few times as well to cheer me on. And then I've got the North Brisbane Real Estate is a friend of mine that's helping support, and then the 1-3, which is on the bonnet of the car there, that's a good friend of mine. His sort of personal sort of joint venture sort of business there, capital business. So yeah, they've been a big help there. It basically helps cover all the entry fees for the year. That's about it really. Everything else I'm having to front up. So going through tires every round and everything else that needs to be paid for. But the boys at Bridgestone, we've got a good plan there. We've got bucket load of tires stored at the shop there, so we've always got a good supply and everything. And funnily enough, the brakes don't wear that much in this car, so the rears hardly ever wear. The fronts, we probably go through them 3 or 4 times throughout the year. So yeah, got a good plan, so it's working well.
It's pretty good. And do you want to give a shout out to your Instagram page if anyone sorry. Yeah, if anyone
Yeah, so
hasn't seen it.
Yeah, it's just Greer Z underscore racing, or just type in Greer Z racing. You'll see my picture there, my ugly mug, and the, and the Lexus there. So, yeah, feel free to drop by and follow. I'm always putting up stories, and there's professional videography videos that get up similar to the style that you've got.
Yep.
So, yeah, follow along. I like to try and document that as much as possible and give people the insights there. You can see with some of my onboards. You want to spy on some good lap times there. So.
I might. But yeah, no, it looks very well professionally done the whole way through, not just videography. So you've done pretty good there, and yeah, you've done pretty good with your car too. So thanks for jumping on the show today. Really appreciate it, and yeah, good luck with your million other rounds you've got this year.
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you in like a couple of weeks there at
Yeah.
the QR round. So I'll come say hi. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. So, yep, thanks for jumping on again. Really appreciate it, and hopefully you can get that championship and look forward to next season.
let's hope so. Thank you.
Thank you.